and parlays, total chaos, and Merry Christmas to you all. Hey, Kurt Alexander, how's it going over there?
Oh, it's going great, Allie. Merry Christmas. I like the decorations you got here. Like how you decorated the place. Yeah.
Been decorating, been cooking. I've been making meatballs and lasagna and sauce all day. And then, getting ready for some grub tonight. But I figure we could maybe go over some college basketball totals for Christmas Day. What do you think about that?
Yeah, especially since we were deprived on Christmas Eve. That is awful. They gave us a Houston-Hawaii game, and that's it. That's all we got.
Houston, and I don't want to watch that game.
Only degenerates bet the Hawaii game. I had Hawaii, by the way.
Everybody knows that. I think a lot of people did. Give me one quick second. Okay. Escher, turn the volume down to yell at my kid. Okay. We're over at Mom's house. It's Christmas. This is how it's going right now. Okay, so we want to talk. Yeah, this is what's going on. Friends in the chat, like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. Drop us a line in the comment box. Let us know what you think about the games we're talking about. So we're going to talk about all 4 of the college basketball games tomorrow, Christmas Day. And then also let's cruise maybe just through the NBA and give our opinions on what's going on there. Yeah?
Yeah.
Let's do it. All right. So we're going to talk Wisconsin at Michigan State. Wisconsin's -2, and the total is at 140. I need a sip of this real quick. Cheers, Kurt. Cheers.
Cheers, Allie. Great minds think alike.
Indeed. Okay, so Wisconsin at Michigan State. Let me see what I'm doing here. Right. I took this total. I went back and forth on this. I kind of originally thought over, but then I remember it's a 9 a.m. game, 9:30 a.m. game, which in those tend to be underers. My big issue with Michigan State, yes, they can score a whole lot, but they turn that freaking ball over so many times. And that is a big problem. And I was making this point when Marquette played Villanova that when you're in double-digit turnover average range, it's like bad news when you play someone like Wisconsin, because Wisconsin knows this about you, and they're going to take advantage of it and force it on you. So I think for the purposes of the show, they're averaging 14 turnovers a game. I think I'm going to go under the 140 on this one. What do you think about this?
Yeah, I'm going under the 140 with you. I had my number around 138, 136 and a half. So to see 140, it's a little higher. Wisconsin, the last couple of games, right, against Nebraska, against Louisville, held them to 33% and 36% shooting, respectively. So I'm gonna agree when you're a team that turns over the ball like that, and you're facing off against a Wisconsin that's going to put pressure on you. Like, this is how Wisconsin plays anyway. You're trying to playing their style of game. Let's slow this down. 140 seems like a really, really high total. This should be a close game. And I'm not saying that they ever do this, but sometimes there's always the overtime factor figured into some of these higher totals. And you see it in the line as far as -2, like that's a bucket. And that's pretty much what I had. Yeah. So I take this game under the total with you. I agree.
See, I don't know if it's going to be that close of a game, because when I'm looking at Michigan State's schedule, I'm not super impressed with it. And granted, they're playing a lot of Michigan schools like Detroit Mercy and Eastern Michigan, Western Michigan, and those tend to be like really, really heated games. But I mean, they're still not top tier level schools. They played Duke and beat them, but as we've seen, Duke isn't really that good this year, and you're playing at Cameron with no crazies. So like, how big of a win was that actually? But I really do believe that Wisconsin is the better team here, and I even think maybe more than 2 points. Wisconsin has 5 seniors starting for them. I think that's really important to mention too. 5 seniors on the floor is a pretty big deal, whereas Michigan State has a senior, 3 juniors, and a sophomore. So I think that's a big difference here. What do you think about a side? So I'm going to lay the 2 with Wisconsin is what I'm trying to get to. Are you still there? No, not really. I can't hear you. It wouldn't be a total chaos if Kurt wasn't a little bit in and out for us. You know, that's how we roll here.
Wisconsin as well.
Oh, he got it in there. We
Am
can't
I?
hear you. People at home, please like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. Leave some comments in the box. What do you guys think about Wisconsin at Michigan State? I'm going to give Kurt a minute to try and sort himself out. Boop, boop. And we can move right along to Maryland at Purdue. Somewhere. Okay. So Maryland at Purdue. We've got Purdue -5. The total's at 136. I think when I did my numbers, it was 5.5, and now it's gone to 5. So that's shown some people are buying into Maryland. I'm not buying into Maryland. I don't think that their numbers are correct at all. I like this game to go under in a fairly big way. Maryland really has not, it's showing that they're a high scoring team, but at the end of the day, they're not playing anybody who's not easy to score on, except for the two. So I average their score when they play a Clemson or when they play a Rutgers. It's a whole different ball game when they play those kind of teams. The average of their totals is around 140, but for Rutgers and Clemson, the average is like 126. And Purdue is closer to a Rutgers or a Clemson. Also, Purdue has played some people, right? Liberty, Clemson. I know y'all probably don't like Indiana State, but I do. Ohio State, Notre Dame, Iowa. So it's one of those things where they've definitely played a stronger schedule. So I like this one to go under the total. And I also feel like I want to lay it with Purdue. I don't see Maryland getting up for or being able to keep up with them. And especially after coming off that loss to Iowa, I'm not seeing it. What else did I have? The other thing, again, Purdue with the upperclassmen, 3 junior and 2 freshmen, compared to Maryland has 2 seniors, 2 juniors, and a sophomore. So Maryland might have a little advantage there. But again, I think strength of schedule. I'm going to lay 5.5 with Purdue, and I'm going to take it under the 137. Quincy Burns, my brother from another mother. Let me know what you think, Quincy. We're going to go through up next. Michigan at Nebraska. So I'm showing Michigan. Oh, here comes Kurt. We'll ask him what he thinks about Maryland and Purdue. All right, so I just did my spiel on Maryland at Purdue. So what do you think about that one? Purdue -5, the total's 136. What do you got here?
What did I do? Maryland at Purdue. Oh, okay. Yeah. Both these teams, I actually have Maryland. No, I actually have, what do I have for this game? Purdue -8. 8 sound right? Oh, you have 5. Yeah, I have 8. I like Purdue this game. Yeah, I like Purdue this game. When they played Clemson, both, and I missed your spiel, what you said, but when they both played Clemson, both of them lost, of course. But Purdue out-rebounded Clemson tremendously, like 37-24. So that was the big difference between these two teams that I saw that they both played, the two games versus Clemson. I like Purdue here. I think the size favors Purdue. They did have a lot of turnovers that game against Clemson, though. That was probably why they lost the game. But I handicapped this game.
That's what Clemson does to you. They're a turnover making team. Their defense is really strong. So like, I'm not going to hold it against you if you turn over a lot against Clemson, because that's what they're trying to get you to do.
Right. And even Maryland had 15 turnovers that game against Clemson. So, I kind of gave the turnover, but 22 is wow. Like that was, I'd have to go back and watch that game. That was probably a head scratcher, all credit going to Clemson, or maybe Purdue had a bad game. I'm not sure, but yeah, I like the fact that they lost that game to Clemson, but they still had enough effort to out rebound them. I think rebounding, comes down to effort. So yeah, I like Purdue in this game.
All right. Do you like it over or under?
132 is the number I came up with, and we have 136. So I'd have to take it under that 136.
I took it under too. And I told them it's because Maryland looks like they score a whole lot of points, but they don't play anyone. And when they played Clemson or Rutgers, they don't score on anyone who actually knows how to play basketball. So,
okay.
So yeah, I think under as well is where we're going with that one.
Okay, good deal.
All right, so we agree.
Yes.
People at home, don't forget, huh?
I said on both of them, right? The one that I skipped out on.
Yeah.
We were on the same side of that one too, I think. Right? Wisconsin.
Yeah. Wisconsin in the under.
Wisconsin in the under. Yeah. I handicapped that Wisconsin game. Yeah, 2 of them. I handicapped that Wisconsin game anywhere from a 2 to a 7, and you see the line move actually in favor of the other side. It's actually Wisconsin down to 1 right now in favor of Michigan State.
It opened at 1. For me, it opened at 1.5 and went up to 2. So now it might be back down again.
It's down at 1. That's what I saw here recently at William Hill. I seen it down at 1, but I
go ahead.
No, I still like it either way. Yeah, I would have liked it if the line was 7. You know, I still would have liked Wisconsin.
This is one of those times I think where name recognition comes in, like Michigan State at home. That name recognition comes in, like, oh, they beat Duke on the road, and like that's just like your Joe Public betting brain, not really realizing last time Wisconsin played on the road, the only time this season they played on the road was Marquette, which is only an hour and a half away from their home, but they lost. So I think like perception of this game is a Michigan State play, but I think the actual, I'm with you. I thought it would be more than -2 for Wisconsin, so I'm with you there.
What did you think of that Marquette loss on as far as Wisconsin? Just
I called it. I totally called it. So, no, I think I had Marquette with the points or something, but it was their first road game. So I just kind of went for that. And I knew they were going to play hard, and kind of whoever was going to get the points in that game was who I wanted. And it was Marquette. And so it was
and that's the only magazine. That's the only thing that has me looking at this line against Michigan State and watching it tick down the way it is, because it is their second road game. So is that Marquette loss, legitimate? Like, is Marquette a good team? Do we know yet? And yeah, they actually had more turnovers than Marquette that day.
Team. Yeah, they're a decent team. They just turn the damn ball over all the time. You got to hold on to the ball. It's kind of part of it. Okay, so let's move on. We'll cruise into Michigan at Nebraska. Friends at home, like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, leave your best plays in the box, your comments, your Merry Christmases, your Happy New Year, Happy Hanukkah, all that good stuff. Okay, so Michigan is the favorite, -8, and the total's 147. What do you got on this one?
Okay, my numbers had Michigan -8 as well. So anytime I come up with the same number as the point spread, what the books have, I'm not sure if that's a good thing. Maybe I just figured out how they came up with the line, but does that make the line true? Does that make Michigan an 8-point favorite just because the numbers say so? In this case, I'm going to say yeah. I'm gonna go with Michigan.
Okay, you're blotchy. You're like underwater, blah, 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 blotchy right now.
They're a young team,
but I'm thinking that you're saying that you're going to lay the 8. Here we go. Broadcasting live from the North Pole. All right. We're shutting them down. You got to come back in. I hear you knocking, but you can't come in. Okay, so I think he was saying he's going to lay the 8 points with Michigan. Quincy likes Michigan, Nebraska, leaning towards the over. Let's see what I picked. I went under here, and let me tell you why. Why did I go under here? I don't even know if I want to lay the 8 points with Michigan, because I don't feel like, again, this is a strength of schedule thing, that they've really played anyone. Like, to be a 6-0 team, I don't know what my thing is. This is a really, really high total also. And I think part of why is that they each have a game, like when you average the stats and you find the number, when Michigan played Bowling Green, the first game of the season, their total was at 178. So when you average their 6 totals together, you come out with roughly 147, right? But if you take that one Bowling Green game out of it, it goes all the way down to 140, right? That's a 7-point difference. So when Nebraska, their game was Creighton, that total came in at 172. Which their total average would be 141. If you take Creighton out, it's 135, right? So that's 6 points less. So there's like 13 points there that just, it feels like they're being accounted for in a total that they're not going to be accounted for. Does that make sense? I guess you can't answer me. But so yeah, I think this is going to go under the total. And I know it's hard because I know that Michigan scores a lot, but look, their other totals 134, 138, 120, and then they got a 49 and a 62. So I'm going to go under. That's what I'm going to do with that. Neither one of these teams have really played any, or Michigan has not really played any. Nebraska has had the tougher schedule with Creighton, Wisconsin, and Georgia Tech. But again, they've got 2 D2 schools in there, so that inflates their average too of how much they can actually score, which also lends to my under. Skewed stats way too high. I don't know about a total here. I'm not impressed with Nebraska, and I'm not going to pretend like I am. But I'm not super impressed with Michigan either. And it seems like every time I say Michigan's got to show me something, or like some team needs to show me something. I said this about Tennessee last week against Furman or whoever they played. They showed me something. So I don't want to go against Michigan here, but for the purposes of this, I'm going to have to just kind of lay off the side. One thing I did definitely notice is that Nebraska kind of falls apart in the second half. So maybe that's what pushes the Michigan -8 and makes that go. All right. So what are our little commenters saying? Oh, Jason, you're darling. Thanks, Alfredo. I'm not a gambling girl, gentlemen. I don't gamble. I handicap. Okay. There's a big difference. Big difference. Take Nebraska and the points. And they'll show me something. All right. So I've got one more college game to talk. I don't know what happened to Kurt. He must have gotten beamed up. If you watch the Total Chaos show, we do this through 2, 3, 4 times a week. We do an NFL Total Chaos, a college football, and college basketball. We've got NBA on its way. So we do this a couple times a week. And Kurt has this thing where he gets beamed up into the atmosphere. So it's just part of the show. Hooray. Oh, here he is. He's back again. Y'all at home, don't forget, like, subscribe, ring that bell for notification, drop your best comments into the comment box. And now we can hear what Kurt Alexander has to say. What do you have to say about Michigan and Nebraska? I know I kind of heard you're taking Michigan minus the points.
Yes, I was saying that I'm going to take Michigan minus the points. They haven't really played anybody, but Nebraska's 4-4. Yeah, I like Michigan here. I came with the same line that the casino had, so I think I'm just going to stick with it. Michigan laying the 8. Okay. Under 1. What did you have for the total?
I had it at. Now I'm reading comments. I had it at 147, and I took it under.
Yeah. I had it more in the mid 130s. So yeah, I saw that high 147 there. I'm taking that under as well.
Yeah, I thought that was too high. I'm with you, man. I had it at 140 and 135. So yeah, too many points, as we say in our business, is too many points.
Too many. Yeah, that total's too high. Too high.
I'm done. Antonio Allen agrees with us. Erica Taylor says Buffalo over is a lock. I don't believe in locks, but I do. But I will write that down. I can't say I won't play it later. Iowa at Minnesota. Wow, did I spell that wrong? Those are my Bud Light fingers talking there or something. So I've got Iowa minus. Hold on, I'm OCD. I have to fix things like this. Okay. Boop, boop. Okay, so I've got Iowa minus 6. The total's at 162.5. Is that what you're looking at? This game starts at 5 p.m.
Okay.
What do you have?
I had something similar. Yeah, I didn't write down what the lines were, but I had something similar with Iowa. I have 7, 166. But I like Iowa here.
I like Iowa here as well.
95 points per game. First road game, right, for Iowa? I believe first road game.
Yes, it is a road game.
First road game. So let's see if they travel well. I think they will, but we'll find out. Right now, I'm gonna lay the points with Iowa.
Yeah, I'm with that. When I took out the 4 small schools they played and only averaged the bigs, UNC, Iowa State, Gonzaga, and Purdue, their average points scored of 95 goes down to 89.
Yeah.
So I don't think that they scored that much, but I definitely, I like the Golden Gophers. I really do. I like Richard Pitino. I like their chutzpah. But I don't know. I got to say, I think this game goes over. I know it's a really high total, but I still think it goes over that total. They're both big scores. Minnesota's got 4 juniors and a senior. Iowa's got 2 seniors, 2 juniors, and a sophomore. I mean, I think they will travel well. They've done it before. Iowa's coming off their lowest total of the year. They only hit 125 with Purdue, which is kind of crazy. They average a total of 165.8. And even without the 4 small schools, still 166.8. So yeah, I don't know. Am I crazy? I feel like it goes over. Definitely Iowa.
No, I have the over here as well. And
okay.
Yeah, I have the over here as well. That last game that Iowa faced Purdue, yeah, they had that total at 155 at William Hill. And it went way under. You know, how often do you see a total falling 30 points below the projected number? So yeah, I'm definitely taking this one over. I have this one from anywhere between 164 and 166. So it's still over that 162 we see. Yeah, I like this over.
Yeah. One of our commenters says that we're crazy for taking unders because no defense on Christmas Day. Here it is, Jason Moore. No defense on Christmas Day. What do you think about that?
We'll find out. I'm hoping for defense on Christmas. I'm hoping for defense because I have that. Now you tell me. That's what I think about that. Now you tell me.
Well, I do remember I used to use this angle. I think it was last Christmas or the one before that I had the angle of like, it's Christmas Day. Everyone's tired from the night before. This was an NBA angle. And so that they were going to go under because the earlier games on Christmas Day would go under because they're tired from Christmas Eve. And then the reason why I know who's upperclassmen and lower is because I have this theory that if you have a lot of lowerclassmen on your team, it's probably your first time away from your parents from Christmas, right? And like now you're out of town on Christmas Eve and you play a game Christmas Day and you're probably bummed out. That was just an idea. I don't know, but you know. But so, I mean, I get it, but then those games go over. So I get what he's saying about there's no defense. This isn't so much of a defense thing as it is a capability thing. Like, what are you actually capable of doing against this other school? When your D2s and your Kennesaw States are removed, what do your numbers really look like? Are you still there? Guys, what do I do with this guy? What do I do? All right, we're going to put them away, put you right down there. Okay, so we do have a promo code going on at Picks and Parlays, just so y'all know. The promo code is HOLIDAY. It saves you 20% at checkout over at picksandparlays.net. Don't forget, like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. That way you never miss a total chaos, never miss a live cap, one of our podcasts, our free videos, free pick videos that we give out all the time. So I wanted to do a little NBA on Christmas Day. He's still in there, just frozen as can be. All right, you're out of here. Excuse me. What was I going to say? Oh, I want to do a little NBA on Christmas Day, but for my numbers and everything to work properly, I need more than like the 1 or 2 games that these guys have played. So instead of making picks on those, I'm just going to show you guys like the way that I stat things. I'm going to show you what has already happened. It'll be real quick. And maybe you can do something with it. Put that in your pipe and smoke it, you know? So basically what I did was I took all the totals that were set. I took all the totals that ended up being the end of the game, and I saw what was over and what was under, right? Pretty basic. It's easy to do at the beginning of the season too. The one thing I noticed was all of the teens, 16, 17, 18, there was no 19, and then 220 all went over. And then all of the 30s, which was 232, 234, 31, 35, they all went under, except for 230. That one went over. So all the teens went over, and we'll say pretty much all the 30s went all the teens went over, and all the 30s went under, and then the 20s were kind of split. They were 3 and 3. So then what I did was I applied that to the games that are happening, right? So the Heat at the Pelicans, the number is 224.5. That number last time that number was used in my thing, that number went over. Team A, the Heat, last time they scored 220, which went over 219, and the Pelicans were at 212, which was under 229. So I kind of made a little chart to see what was like the trend. So for Heat Pelicans, my little chart says it would go over. For the Warriors at the Bucks, it says it'll go under the 232.5. For the Nets at the Celtics, under the 228.5. Mavs at the Lakers, over the 227.5. And the Clippers at the Nuggets, over the 224. So that's just according to my little schedule thing. Don't bet your house on that or anything, but I just wanted to fill you guys in and give you a little bit of info. I think that you guys are so welcome. Thank y'all for joining us. Don't forget about our promo code. I hope you guys all have a really safe and happy holiday. Hope you're able to make some money tomorrow, and maybe some of our picks helped you out, or at least some of the insight. And don't forget, like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. Drop your comments in the comment box. Even if the show is already over, we still go through and check out what you guys said. And I'll see you guys tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern for the live cap, college football with Nick Parsons and the professor, Dan Kaiser. Follow me on Twitter at +moneyhoney, and I'll check you guys out soon. Don't forget our promo code HOLIDAY to save 20% at picksandparlays.net. Bye, guys.